When we read, when we learn, when we write, we always have some thought in our mind. But students, children, sometimes cannot gather their thoughts and come on a phase where the mismatched, imbalanced thoughts are inside their mind, but they can't interpret on the paper, interpret on their voice. Their words are just mum inside them. So, theater in education, while we are talking about theater, it's not about a curricular activity. It's totally an activity which is the core of teaching. It helps teaching strategies to be enhanced in the classroom. So, just promise me after this session, your mental state, your perception regarding the theater is totally changed, and you can also implement this theater in your classroom, because we are here to transform our learning through performances, and these performances help the student to learn more, to elaborate more whenever. And according to me, I also think that when we are speaking something, we cannot gather that much. We cannot remember it for a very, very long period. Whenever you teach someone, whenever you explore something, whenever you do it with your hands, you learn through your hands, you learn in a better way. So, Deepanshi Sachdeva, is here as a resource person to converse on the topic theater in education, and we are here to transform our learning through performances. So big loud out for it, because now you are going into your classroom and transform your classes. So we often say education is the preparation for life, but whenever we entered in the classroom, can we thought that today this child will learn whatever the things can be transformed tomorrow, the future can be transformed by them tomorrow? Yes, but are we really preparing them according to the level, according to the future aspects? I don't think so. Our children can feel empathize. Can our children express anxiety? Can our children express hope? No. Whenever I ask these questions in my mind, I always guess that why my student can't express their feelings to me directly by their facial expressions, by their voice modulation. No. So, in today's session, we will learn how our children can use the skills in their application based learning. Education is a memorable journey, and we have to transform them. Where we are here to just remove the blackboard, to remove the desks, to remove the classroom as usual classroom environment. We are here to learn through the gardens, through our nature, and through the new things that coming out of the mind. So let's begin the session and ask after the session, can you prepare the students according to the level? So let's start. And always remember, whatever you are learning, you are giving it to your child. You are a facilitator. So, the context, you can add this session as a domain 2 integration with the different subjects, storytelling. So, this session is comes under domain 2 of CBSE curriculum. Okay. So, the whatever the challenge we are facing in our classroom is passive engagement. We are the only one person who is speaking in the classroom. There is no response over and over to your head. No, nothing. No one is speaking, no one is listening. They are just sitting idle, and they are present in the classroom, but they are not present physically. They are present physically, but they are not present mentally. So it's our duty to engage them actively in the classroom. I basically work with young minds to strengthen their formative years. I faced consistently struggle on making them learn the way to express their views with me. Are you all facing this problem? Is your students also hesitate to speak in front of everyone, hesitate to express their emotions? Yes, many of you replied that yes, our children also feel the same. If I asked one student in my classroom or everyone in the classroom that you have to tell me the answer of this question which is from the textbook, they all yell, they all jump, yes ma'am, 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 I can answer, ma'am, 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 I can answer. But in the same situation I asked, express the feeling of hope, no one says a single word. They all silence. Why? Because they don't know this what the skills they are learning, how they have to implement it in their real life. There is no inculcation of application based learning in our learning scenario. That's why they don't know what is empathy, what is sympathy, what is mental health. They don't know about all these things. So there is a shift through theater from rote learning to experimental learning. We all know that these all students, why they are not answering me the application based answers. Any one of you, can you please tell me why the students are not able to give me the application based answer? They have the skills, yes. They have speaking skills, they have English speaking skills, they have communication skills, they learn many soft skills. But why they hesitate? Why their facial expressions are not appropriate with the situation? Any one of you? Yeah, ability to trigger mind is not there. Yes, they don't have thoughts. As I started with the earlier uh, talks, I mentioned this point that they are not able to gather their thoughts in their mind. Any one of you? Anyone else want to add a point? Digital impact, yes. Many times it happened due to screens. They are not able to gather their information. They are not able to explore the world. Anyone? Yes. They don't have attention spans. They have a lack of confidence to articulate the inner world. It's hard for them to implement the skills what they have learned in their life to implement it in their daily life. So this is the biggest challenge we all are facing. So let's move the car to the experimental expressions. Yes, sometimes it is not yeah, sometimes the activities, the teaching is not as much appropriate so that they can connect it with their life. So for this, for the problem, the solution is theater. Yes, I myself think that theater is a technique, is a tool that helps the student to pop out, pump out, or pop out with all the feelings they have inside their mind, their heart, their hands are moving. A small and a small portion, if we are talking about a small portion, you they can act. It's not about just acting, it's about speaking, it's about facial expressions, it's about verbal communication, it's about hand gestures. All includes theater. Only speaking on the stage is not considered at theater, and only this the stage of speaking is comes the last stage of theater. But hand gestures, facial expressions, eye movement, all these factors are included in our students so that they can learn the skills. They learn the skills, but they are not able to apply it on their daily life. For this, I make a roadmap. What is this roadmap? And how we implement theater in our classroom? First, concept and co-creation. Don't force the student with a script. No, Don't give any script to the student. No, never. Just talk to them related to the topic, talk to them related to the textbook, talk to them related to the lesson, and tell them to make their own script, to make their own dialogues, to make their own characters. So maybe they learn the teamwork, maybe they learn the association, maybe they learn the dialogue formation. So all these factors includes our education also, our curriculum subjects also. If they are dealing with dialogues, they're dealing with language. If they're dealing with association, they're dealing with the science. If they're dealing with the expressions and calculations, they're dealing with mathematics. So theater includes all the subject, integration of all the subjects, collaborative scripting. When you're talking in a group, so they make a team, they make a integration of all the subjects, what they have learned during the session, what they have learned during the classroom. So they all included that script and make the classroom more happy, more loving. So let them make their own script. Next, structured rehearsal. When they frame their own script, when they frame their characters, dialogue, everything, then the next step is structured rehearsal. It is so important that student rehearse it in a given span, and because they have to learn the time bound, because they have to learn the time bound ki at that period of time we have to practice this session, we have to practice this part of the theater. So they also, when they learn together now, they will learn different voice modulation, body language, others awareness, mesmerizing the lines. They will memorize it, they will understand it, and talking to their friends, they will learn whatever the others are learning. So the structured rehearsals is very important. Give them time to rehearse. Other thing is, let's next we can, and in the second, in structured rehearsals, you can also choose a topic which is going in the classroom. For example, mental health, cultural values, listening skills, reading skills. You can include all the topics which is going in the classroom. And in the third is performance and reflection. It is the very important part of the session. Why? Because when we are, this is the most important step of the cycle. Why? Because final performance is their performance. Whatever they are doing on the stage is their learning, is the main outcome. What is the input you have put in the child? So let them learn. And after the session has completed, after the theater has completed, just talk to them very nicely, very calmly, very patiently. How do you feel? What new things you have learned? What things you are not going to do in the next session, in the next play? So all these points make him or her aware of their mistakes, aware of and it also creates a bond between you and the students. So I think this is the most important part of the session. Reflection is a bond formation time between the teacher and the student, and even with the different with their classmates also. So what did you feel? What did you learn? What did you change? You can add these points in the session. Yeah. So I'm giving you two examples which I did in my classroom to make the theater including the class, so that you can also use these techniques to make your classroom more interesting. Then we will talk about these sessions. Is the video audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in both of the stories, both of the theater sessions, I include students. They himself or herself make their own script. They perform using different techniques. I am just working as a facilitator. You teachers can also work as a facilitator. Tell them the way they can express their thoughts. Tell them the varieties of theater they can include in their classroom. All both of the sessions are during the classroom only. I don't spare different time for the session. I don't spare different resources. I don't spare different money for making the puppets and everything. No, it's a very less time consuming activity, very less resourceful activity, so that you can also include these activities in your classroom to make your classroom more fun filled. And I think textbook is, we have to go beyond the textbook. You can use the chapters in the you can use the chapters which is included in the book, but use it in a variety of ways so that student can learn and make it a memory for a long period of time. He or she will remain constant with their thoughts, with their learnings, and the outcome is not for a small period of time. The outcome should be of long and long and long period of time. We have to give the knowledge to students which is not for one class. No, we have to give them knowledge which beyonds go with their life. It's a lifelong learning. Through theater we can give students a lifelong learning. So measurable and outcome observations. When we are doing these activities, it is very important that 100% participation should be there, and team should be work as a team. They coordinate on their levels, they synchronize. It is not that they perform and they are not talking to each other. No, this is not going to be happen. No, synchronization between the one frame to the another frame is important. Chorus movement in the street play is important. Chorus speaking is important. Verbal, they are all speaking together, so their activities, their collaboration is very very important. Yes, Ziomi, you want to ask something, ma'am? Ma'am, you raised your hand. You want to add something? Okay. If anyone have any query, they can text me. I'm reading the message on the other device also. So you can text me. You can text on the chat box as well. Yeah. Let's continue. So it is very important to engage each and every student. If a student is standing on the stage making a tree, no issues. Today he is on the stage, she is on the stage. Tomorrow he or she will speak definitely. If they are just clapping or tapping, no issue. Coming on the stage, speaking in front of everyone is very, very important. Then discipline. Discipline is not about they are not shouting. No, discipline is during the activities, during the rehearsals, they follow the time span, they follow the teachers uh, rules. So it is very important. Assessment, it's art part that how we can connect it with the subject. We have to go deep, we have to add creativity. You can add your own creativity to make your classroom theater modules. Okay, you can make different modules of theater through the through these activities. So it's totally up to you how you can and, connect your book with the theater. So it's a strategy that helps the students to learn in a better way. Yeah, tools, resources, and techniques. What are the techniques? Whenever we saw one nukkad natak on mental health awareness, that nukkad natak is properly on the mental health awareness. Today's child is many times facing mental health. It is very important to keep their mental health active. So for this, what is actually it means, we have to address that social stigma. We have to address the anxiety facing by the students. But for this, what we need to do, we just put them in the natak, we just put them into the play. They learn himself or herself, they build team, they learn different techniques of speaking, interacting, vocal communication. They also add chorus speaking, they synchronize, they build team unity, they all speak in a rhythmatic way. So this is very important to speak in a rhythm way. When you are speaking in a rhythmatic way, they learn the way to collaborate with each other. Visual symbols, they use clapping, tapping. So all these tools are used to make the classroom very effective. Then other is the story of Lord Ganesha. When the student of my class has done this activity, next day a parent called me and they addressed me that, uh, ma'am, he really learned many new things in the school. What you are going to do? So these small things are very important to inculcate in your classroom. And this is the lesson which is in the textbook, and I implemented that textbook lesson without reading the lesson. They just go through the lesson, they make their own script. We are not doing pro and pro reading that this line means this. No, we are not doing this in the classroom. We just interpretate the whole session through theater. So in the other story, we learn listening and human feeling, humanity through the story. They construct different areas of their knowledge, that big ears are for listening more and small mouth is for speaking more or less. Whenever you are in the classroom, listen the teacher more and speak with your friends less. So all these you can include in your classroom. uh, then the key strategy is rehearsal. Whenever you are giving the time to rehearse, he or she will learn the limitation of the rules, limitation of discipline. And they also work as a science. It also work as a science of contradictory situation which you included in the classroom. Sometimes it happens that there is a scenario, two students are bullying the other one. So these theater activities help other ones to learn different things, that this is wrong, this is right, and what is right, what is wrong, they are creating with their own thought process, they are creating with what they have learned, not which is included in the book. No, they performed it and learned. So the biggest thing is perform and learn, not write and learn, not speak and learn. Perform, explore and learn. What do you think? What are the other different things we can include with theater? Any one of you? What are the different things you can include in the theater through your lessons?
creativity.
Yes, ma'am, creativity is there, but what are the examples you include in your classroom to make the theater presentation with your lessons? Anyone? Any example? Any one of you have share any experience what they have done in the classroom related to that theater presentations? Interviews, yes, it's a part of theater only. Yes.
Management.
Management is a technique, ma'am. Yes,
Oh,
English literature lessons can be included. Very good. Cleanliness, good habits can be included. Yes. Enactment of the literature lesson that which I did with that Ganesha story is a literature lesson itself. Very good. Any other? Okay. We will discuss later the more strategies you can add. Yes, moral values. Now, whenever we are adding theater in our classroom, it is important to be quantitatively impact on students. It is important that how what is the quality of your activities, what is the strength, what is the deepness of creativity of the act that is included in the classroom, that is a qualitative impact on students, how it impacts on your student. The quality means mental status of the student, active participation, happiness is the main element of the qualitative impact that shows in the classroom. Um the teacher and the student bond, it is very important to make a good reputation, good status between student and teacher. So whenever we are talking about the qualitative impact of students, so when we are talking about the enhanced emotional intelligence, yes, whenever we are thinking about the mental health, so we have to seek help. From where we have to seek help? From our inner circle. Inner circle means our parents, our teachers. So how the children can come to their inner circle, how he knows or she knows about the inner circle? Through play, through different conversation, through debate competitions. All of these factors can be included to enhance the emotional intelligence of the student. And it is very, very important when you are talking about the emotional part, emotional corner of the child. It helps to make a bond, a very, very good bond between the teacher and the student. Perspective talking, role playing, diverse characters, all of these are the problems that they are facing in the peer. When they are when they are sitting in a peer, they are facing many different problems like bullying or the many issues are there, but these can be deteriorated, this can be lessened, this can be decreased through play. When different students do a theater together, they learn that this is wrong, this is right, this thing I will never repeat with the different students. So the feeling that I don't have to do this, I have to do this, the feeling of right and wrong can come through theater only. And I'm again adding the point, theater is not only doing play, no, politely or talking to someone is the part of the play. Confidence and communication, how the student is confident in speaking of
not well. What happened? Hey, nothing. Single sitting here, na. That's it.
sorry ma'am, you want to add something? Ambrim, Tahir, you want to add
No,
something,
ma'am.
ma'am?
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry,
Okay,
ma'am.
it's
By
okay,
mistake,
it's
I
okay.
unmute. Sorry.
No issues, no issues. Yes. So our next point is how the student is confident, how the student communicate, how they overcome with the stage fear. So all of these points includes the qualitative impact of student. How the back Sometimes it happens that the backbencher is a very good in role play, but the first bencher is not good in speaking. He's introvert. So the introvert and the extrovert, the first bencher and the back bencher, sit together, talk together, chorously sing together, or it can boost the confidence in both the children. So it is important to explore the world through mouth, through acting, through mime. So, articulation of the expressions. It is not important that we add English words in the play. No, we have to enhance the language, other languages also. We can also include Hindi, Tamil. You can add different languages in the play, so the better command of different languages can be there in the lesson. Abstract moral values. Always we learn some moral value, some points that we have to remain in our heart for the long period of time. Is the qualitative impact that through theater it impacts the students. Any other qualitative impact that you feel through theater it can become on the students? Any other qualitative impact? Anyone wants to add some point? What are the different qualitative impacts? Yes, learn new culture. Yes, through, if the student is learning new culture, if the student is learning new activities, so it means you are on the right track and you give some qualitative education to students, and it impacts their life. Yes. Next point is sustainability of the practice. Yes, teamwork and empathy. Yes, if you are watching your students for a long period of time, when they enter in the classroom for in the April, and what is the difference in the December, is the qualitative impact of what you have done and what they are just getting. Yes. So ensuring long term continuity, as I mentioned again and again, that whatever he or she is learning is important to remain with them, remain in their heart for the long period of time. Yes, emotional intelligence. Yes, Karishma ma'am, we already discussed about the emotional intelligence. The feeling of responsibility, how the student is responsible on in the month of April and in the month of December. The change is brings by you through theater in the classroom. Yes, how to sustain the practice for the long, ensuring long-term continuity. Keep the process. It is not that today I include my one lesson through theater and next day I just go through again the rote memory. No, this is not the process. It is not one day process. It's a continuation of the process. It is said by a very renowned writer or an author that if you told one tree that you are bad, you are bad, you are cursed, so the tree reacts in the same way. Similarly, you have to do this with your children. You are enthusiastic, you are active, you are determined, you can do this, you can do this. The feeling of you can do this can change your students also. If they get positive vibrations from all the aura, yes ma'am, positive reinforcement is the most important element for the sustainability of that practice. So today if you are including theater in your classroom, please sustain it for a long period of time. Tie is not treated as an extra event, but have to be mapped through the chapters academically. According to me, while making curriculum, while making syllabus, we have to include these activities during the sessions, during the classroom. Resources are effectively used. Matlab, when we are doing theater, we just need cardboard, clothes, speaking, some uniforms, zero additional price is there. We don't need big props, we don't need big models for it. We just need small material which we find in our classroom only. So this is very resource efficient, so keep it on in your class, don't stop the theater. Space independent. If the classroom is very small, no issues, go to the corridor, go to the grounds. It does not require any professional stage. You can make a small circle in the classroom itself and start doing activities. You can also dedicate one period to the theater group, so without any disrupting in the academics, they learn the way of expressions. And it definitely affects the academics. If the child feels confident, without any hesitation, he will also do a very good academics. I feel the same. If I'm nervous, if I'm anxious, I'm not able to concentrate on different areas as well. But if I'm happy, I'm confident, I know that everyone is speaking in front of me, but I'm not speaking. Why? I'm good in academics, but I'm not good in speaking. It means that I'm not confident enough to speak. So bringing the elements of theater in oneself can change the interpretation of the academics as well. It is not that in the future you have to be a actor or actress, so you have to learn theater. No, theater is to make your soul active, to make your soul happy, to make yourself eh, ha- uh, to make yourself enthusiastic. So it teachers, I request you to please keep this practice for a long period of time. Make a small circle time should be there. Rhythmatic chorus poems should be there. These all are the ways you include theater in your classroom. Scalability and adaptability, this is the main thing, how you can scale. What period of time you have to add this area, because it is not important that each and every lesson have to be taught using the theater. So something can be added, some can be removed. So it's about according to your scalability, your area, your students, your timetable, how you add the activities. Plug and play framework, for example, plug and play, it means every child in your classroom are freeze, and you just tap on one child and he will perform. So this is plug and play activity that you can include according to your scalability, according to the level of your classroom. You can add it. Identify a topic. If you identify a topic of photosynthesis, assign rules that you are sun, you are planet, you are water. Okay, you know the process of photosynthesis, then enact the process. So you can do this activity in the classroom, and it's a very interesting activity of EVS. I am the sun, I will be brightening the whole sky, I have to give nutrition to the plant. So that's it's their creativity, how they implemented. You are not supposed to give any kind of dialogues, any kind of script to them. Please tell them to frame their own story. Cross curricular application, matlab you it means that in science you are enacting molecular arrangement or life cycle of silkworm, life cycle of butterfly. It can be enacted. Dramatizing story to improve dictation and vocabulary. If I need to say apple, phonetics are also dictations. It This is also the part of theater. It doesn't mean that I'm just speaking the word. It is also the part of theater that includes in the classroom to make the language learning better. Social studies. You can create a historical events in your classroom to understand the context. Then the whole process is should be age appropriate, resource appropriate, and theater training should be given to teachers so that they can learn, they can include this in your classroom. Don't include it directly, but you can involve it in indirect ways, in many indirect ways that we have discussed. So what is your plan? How indirectly or directly you include theater in your classroom? Anyone? Any one of you make any plan sitting here that yes, I can use this technique, or I can put this creativity? Anyone?
I'm using creativity because small children are there, na? Second
Yes, you can,
standard.
you have to put your own creativity, but my
Yes.
question is ki how you can include theater directly or indirectly in your classroom. Okay, no issues. We will discuss many other things that include, yeah, role plays is the direct way. Yes, dictating the words, dictating the lessons is also the way you indirectly you can include. Yes,
Ma'am,
plug and
it's
play is the game.
kids, different is kids.
Rita, ma'am, you're not audible properly. If possible, you can please write it on the chat
Ma'am,
box.
ma'am, it's kids. Okay.
Okay. Advanced theater in educational activities. Yes, you whenever we are teaching maths, we can give the situation, problem solving situation, then the students can learn through it. Yes, different religion, human styles through geography. It's a very embracing India is an activity that I included in my classroom. Different students dressed in a different ways of different states, and they perform, they speak, they bring their food items. So this is a collaborative activity. Yes, different languages have to be learned through theater. So I'm giving you some examples how directly or indirectly you can include theater in your classrooms. Process drama, living inside the story. There is no stage, there is whole class becomes a part of story. For example, I start, I am the king of this classroom. Then I tell Radha, you please continue with your correct character. Matlab, the character is not defined. The whole class itself a story, and they can create their own story. They can create the part of that lesson. You can begin it through a lesson that is inside your book. You can give the brief of that lesson and then tell the students to please enact, and you all are the part of that story. So everyone includes, everyone speaks one or two sentences, everyone acts like the character, and there is no foundation that, and no one is watching, so the fear is getting less in that activity. Example, EVS water conservation. Student imagine they are the villagers near the Ganga river facing water scarcity. So they play the role of sarpanch, farmer, children, government officer. So the whole class is must includes in the story. There is no stage. For example, I, yeah, in
Even
value education class, by enacting the story, yes, for value education they can do. So process drama is a very good part of theater in which there is no fear point of stage comes inside it. There is no hesitation. Whatever you are speaking is not judged by teacher, student, and other students. So this is a very good process you can include in your class. Next, forum theater, problem to solution. For example, there is a problem of bullying. Scene shows that the child is being bullied. After first performance, audience students stop the play and replace the character and try a new solution. For example, I am the child who is got bullied, so I'm crying and sitting on the corner. Yes. Yes, Rita ma'am. Role play of class resources can be used in a very good variety. Yes. So this what I am speaking is a forum theater, problem to solution. You have to give a problem to the class and tell the groups to give the solution. One should be a problem group and the other is a solution group. Then after one process, you have to change or replace the roles of the problem and the solution. So they learn what is right and what is wrong. So this is the point that we can include in our classroom. Next, freeze and speak. Whole classroom is freezed. Okay, I tap one the student and said, perform as Mahatma Gandhi. So he will speak one emotional line or one happy line related to Mahatma Gandhi. Then he will freeze or she will freeze again. Then he tap on the other student and he or she will perform. You have to speak only one line. So this is the process. This all these factors are indirectly including theater in the classroom, and it makes the class happy. When the teacher taps the shoulder, statue speaks one emotional or one happy or one hopeful line, whatever the main character is. So these activities are very helpful in your class. Next, yeah, more
Ma'am,
activities.
even there was, I'm sorry to say, actually, there was one more chapter, Mineral and Energy Resources in
Yes.
Social Sciences. I took
Mhm.
the same way.
Yeah, role play through social science. Students learn it in a very good variety. They learn the way. They learn the facts very easily through theater.
Yes, ma'am. And along with that, skits also.
Yeah, they are creating their own sketch. Whenever you are teaching social science, don't go with book. Make your own maps through your hand so that they can also connect it with yourself, that yes, this is the figure, this type of map can be created by them ourselves also. So it's our learning that how we implemented each and everything in our classroom. So values through myth adaptation. You can also make a mini play on Bhagavad Gita and give the problem to the students and they will perform in the solution way. One more thing we can add through theater is replica of characters. Teacher should be perform. Teacher should perform as a child, and child will perform as a teacher. And you have to go as a teacher. You have to go to students and tell, "I am in this problem. What you are going to do?" So this process makes the student learn the area, the mistake he or she is doing, or what a new thing can be included through theater. Role replica is a very good way. And when you are doing something, it is important to assess the students, right? You are not doing everything just for the fun. No. So for assessment, you have to include expression, how they express themselves, how their facial expressions are, how their hands modulation are working, collaborating. Are they synchronizing with the students? Are they doing good teamwork? Are they talking to their friends, their peer in a very good way? Reflection, very important. What have they learned from them, from the story, from the lesson, from the class? Frozen picture, yes, student can also use to summarize the chapter. Yes, add reflective point whenever you are taking feedback or reflections. What did you feel? Uh, what would you change? How does it connect it with your real life? These questions change the skill into application. Whatever the skills they have learned in the classroom can be included, can be applied in their daily life through these activities. So I already told you that this is not a one day procedure. When we are making a plan, educational plan, so we include these things in a sustainability and a practice. So Nali ma'am, I request you to please don't scribble on my screen.
Sorry. It was a mistake. I was just going through.
Okay. So whenever it's a not a one day process, so we need a plan. So first, foundation and a confidence building. Make the students formation to speak, to enhance. You can use mouth activities. You have to make a emoji game. Happy face, sad face, crying face. So these small activities, these small theater activities can use as an icebreaker for making the foundation of theater in your classroom. Then voice and expression workshops you can conduct. You can help through you taking help from YouTubes and different lessons to modulate how the voice have to be modulated, the slow voice, the hard voice. You can also learn these things while including theater in your classroom. When you are talking with the children, there is a low pitch. When you are talking with someone in to the whole class, your pitch should be loud. So these activities related to the voice can be included in the classroom. For example, making sound of making sound of a bird. So all of these activities can be included for the foundation of theater in the classroom. Curriculum integration, as we have discussed, that science, EVS, lessons, everything can be integrated through theater, and it will remain in the mind, in the brain, in the heart of child for a very long period of time. Production and presentation, script creation, everything have to be done by the student only. Yeah, some more activities, some more examples are there. Sound space theater. You have as a foundational activity, sound of humming. All these activities are included in the class for the foundation as a foundational activity of theater. In the story, jungle scene from a jungle book can be created. Curriculum enactment theater, science, if we focus on the science that we have already discussed, that make the characters of sun, leaf, carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll, and inspire the plug and play. That student have to act like sun, water. Yes, ma'am. Ganit Gyanama, you want to add something?
No, ma'am, it's okay. By mistake, it has so.
Okay. So emotional walk. Sometimes in the Nukkar Natak, we can also add these point. Walk like you are anxious. Walk like you are happy. Walk like you have hope. So these can be done in the classroom for the foundational activities. Radio theater, you can create your own interview sessions, podcast sessions. Characters have different voices. Background music have to be played. Some soft music during the conversation. So all of these can be included easily with less effective resources. So I want to conclude through uh, one line that I use in the beginning, that students learn through exploration. Students learn through doing it, learning it. And theater is the helpful tool that helps the classroom, the teacher to make the student future ready. We are not giving theatrical education to make him or herself a theater artist. No, we are making ready to him or her for the future. So my vision for while doing theater is to normalize the theater in education. You all think that theater is just a drama or acting on the stage. No, it's a tool of teaching that that is not just an extracurricular activity, but it is a part of teaching, integrating digital media and live performances so that the theater can be a futuristic approach, enhances the futuristic approach. And you can use resources school wide, community through community. You can include community in the school. You can add community in the classroom. You can call different sarpanch, different government ministers in the school, so that they can connect it with their daily life. And we are building 24th century skills in students: critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communications, enhancing of the soft skills. All of these uh, skills can be enhanced through theater, creating lifelong learners. The main perspective of learning is learning through lifelong. It's not about learning through here, learning through one day, learning through 2 days. No, it's a lifelong process.